Audrey and Caroline, they're besties. After starting their jobs, they decided to be roommates. Today, they're talking about meeting up with some folks they met online.
Hey, Caroline. I've met someone online, a friend who goes by the name Hell's Angel. We've been getting along pretty well in our chats. He's been suggesting we meet up these days. I'm not sure if I should go. Hell's Angel claims to be a doctor, but when I asked about his specialization, he was evasive.
I guess he's an obstetrician-gynecologist, so he's hesitating to tell you.
Well, I'm actually looking forward to meeting up with this obstetrician-gynecologist.
A few days later, the two met for the first time in a coffee shop.
Bryant, why did you pick the nickname Hell's Angel?
Aren't doctors like angels bridging the gap between heaven and hell? Many times I find myself wishing to be an angel welcoming new lives.
Are you really an obstetrician-gynecologist?
Audrey, would you mind my career?
Honestly, when I first found out, it was a bit hard to accept. I worried that friends might tease me, and introducing a boyfriend who's an obstetrician-gynecologist is not the easiest. But later, I realized it's not the most important thing.
Well,
Bryant seemed to want to say something, but he didn't. Instead, he changed the subject. Aha, they have a good feeling for each other. But Audrey seems to think that Bryant is hiding something from her.
If you want to know what your boyfriend is up to, go to Watergate Square.
Who are you? How do you know my number?
Audrey waited for a while, but the other party stopped replying.
Watergate Square? I want to see who's causing trouble. Watergate Square? Here I come.
This text message piqued Audrey's curiosity, and she decided to check it out. When she arrived at Watergate Square, she found Bryant pacing back and forth.
Bryant, didn't you say work overtime? Why are you lying? What are they doing sneakily? What is the relationship between Bryant and the woman in red? They seemed to know each other very well. What was he holding in his hand? Hey, Caroline, I was cheated. Bryant told me to work overtime, but he was actually dating other women. I didn't expect that he was a liar.
There is nothing good about men.
Did Caroline also feel affected? In Audrey's impression, Caroline has had one boyfriend after another, but she's never seen her upset.
hey Audrey?
At that moment, Audrey suddenly felt someone patting her shoulder. When she turned around, she realized it was Bryant.
Bryant, aren't you supposed to be working late? Who are the old man and the woman? Is this part of your job?
Audrey, why don't you ask who the person texting is? That's me. I'm the one who had you follow me. I know, I owe you an explanation. I've wanted to tell you for a while, but I was afraid it might scare you away. I've scared off 2 girls before. I've been searching for a suitable way to tell you, so I sent that message to give you an initial understanding of my job before explaining further.
What do you actually do? Aren't you an obstetrician-gynecologist?
When did I ever say I'm an obstetrician-gynecologist? That was just your assumption. In reality, my job is HIV disclosure. To put it simply, I inform patients of their HIV test results. It's a relatively new field of work.
Do you have to deal with HIV patients every day?
You could say that. A significant portion of the patients I face test positive for HIV. Delivering this daunting result requires both courage and skill. My job is to help them accept the news as calmly as possible, provide them with relevant information, and guide them on how to protect themselves and their families. The old man you saw today, his wife passed away a long time ago. One day, unable to resist temptation, he got involved with a sex worker and contracted HIV. He doesn't dare to tell his children, and he's even afraid to go to the hospital for medication. Today, I was delivering medication to him.
As for the woman in red, do you two know each other well?
You've probably guessed the profession of the girl in red. Originally, she should have gone home for treatment, but because her child's education requires money, she secretly returned to her old profession. For her own sake, and to prevent more people from getting infected, I came to persuade her.
Is giving her money also part of your job?
My job involves not only simple disclosure, but also follow-ups. Of course, giving her money is just something I personally wanted to do to help her. Initially, I didn't like this job much, but over time, I gradually accepted and came to enjoy it. Just like my username suggests, I stand at the gates of hell but want to be an angel. The happiest moments for me are when I can tell patients that their results are negative. The expressions on their faces are like they've been given a new lease on life. For those who confirm infection, I want to do my best to help them too. After working in this job for so long, hearing too many heartbreaking stories and seeing too many faces of despair, I sometimes feel overwhelmed myself. I also crave for an angel to come and rescue me. Would you be my angel?
I'm sorry. What you just said caught me off guard, and I'm not sure I can handle it right now.
Audrey felt emotionally overwhelmed. She really wanted to hold those hands to be Bryant's angel, but she felt that she hadn't fully accepted it in her heart yet.
I have an urgent matter to attend to. Take your time to think it over, and then get back to me with your answer.
Audrey returned to the dorm and found it in disarray. Caroline was nowhere to be seen, but there was a letter on the table that Caroline had left for her.
Audrey, please forgive me for leaving without saying goodbye. A few days ago, I went for a checkup, and unexpectedly, my worst fear came true. I tested positive for HIV. You know what that means, which is why I lashed out at men over the phone. Truth be told, I know I should blame myself the most. Also, that thing I said about your angel wasn't entirely accurate. At least your angel is a good man, and you should cherish him. Moreover, since we've lived together for so long, I hope you'll get tested too. Goodbye, my dear sister.
Audrey felt her vision darken, almost on the verge of fainting. She had always thought of AIDS as something distant from her, never expecting it to happen so close to home. While feeling heartbroken for Caroline, Audrey also began to worry about herself. They had shared instant noodles from the same bowl. Could she be infected too? A few days later, Audrey gathered her courage and walked through the hospital doors. During the agonizing wait for the test results, time seemed to crawl by, and several times she picked up her phone, contemplating reaching out to Bryant. In the end, she couldn't muster the courage to dial that number. On the day to receive the test results, a nurse led Audrey into a separate room. In the midst of the anxious wait, a familiar voice suddenly echoed.
Welcome. Please have a seat.
Audrey looked up and couldn't help but freeze. Sitting across from her was none other than Bryant.
I'm glad I could be your angel. Your test results came back negative. This result once again proves that HIV is not as scary as it's sometimes portrayed. Casual contact doesn't lead to infection.
Audrey's heart lightened instantly, experiencing a sense of rebirth as Bryant had mentioned before.
So, you know why I came for the test, right?
Of course I know. I also informed your roommate, Caroline, about her results. I rushed over that day because she was emotionally unstable, and I was worried she might do something to herself. Now, can you accept being my angel?
While this scare turned out to be a false alarm, these past few days have taught me a lot. I just have one small condition. You need to tell me where Caroline is. Let's be her angels together, okay?
Look, two angels in love.